Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, the 18th day of March. Here we go. Well, it is important today that I tell you that this Shabbos is Shabbos Zachar. Now, what that means is they're going to take out two Torahs, and in the second Torah, for the last Aliyah, they're going to read a very important small piece from Parshas Kiseitze, and it has in it the discussion of how we were attacked by Amalek, and we have to remember that attack, and we have to erase their memory forever. It is a very important mitzvah. You can accomplish it one time a year when you come to Shul on Shabbos Zachar and hear the Torah reading. The Torah reader will have in mind that he's helping you to accomplish the mitzvah by reading it for you. You're having in mind that you're accomplishing the mitzvah by hearing him read it to you, and you're thinking that the memory of Amalek should be eradicated forever. They were the nation that attacked us. When we came out of Mitzrayim, they had a vilified hatred for us, and we want to note that forever and erase their memory, and so we do this every year right before Purim. If you're wondering why it's right before Purim, that's because the legend tells us, I shouldn't say legend, we know from the Gemara, from Talmud, from Medrash, that Haman descends from the nation of Amalek, and he was the one on the holiday of Purim who wanted to destroy the Jewish people in true Amalek style. And so we always remember this on the Shabbos that's right before Purim, which is, you guessed it, this Shabbos. Everyone should go to Shul to make sure to hear it, men, women, and children. If the children are too small to pay attention well and they're going to disturb others, of course they should not be in the shul. But men and women both have the mitzvah to hear this and to fulfill the mitzvah. I always like to say at this time of the year that you might have a funny question on this and say, God, if you want the memory of Amalek to be erased forever, let's just stop talking about them and let them be forgotten forever. But when we make this big deal, and I make this big announcement, and so does everybody else, and we all rush to shul to hear about Amalek, then seems like we're going backwards because we're making big note of them, and then we're saying forget about them. Same thing happens with Haman's name in the Megillah, by the way. They sometimes say Haman's name. A few people make their grogger noise too early, so the guy reads it again, and everybody hears it very clearly, and then makes the grogger noise. So we actually, Haman's name, who we want eradicated, we actually end up hearing Haman's name quite a bit, so it seems strange. But I want to explain to you why. God doesn't just want us to, quote-unquote, forget about Amalek. He wants us to stamp out and erase the notion of Amalek. So that means we have to mention their notion. And let me say right here and now what their notion is. They stand for no God, everything's coincidence. That's why Haman wanted a lottery. He felt that, that everything's fate. Coincidence, and it just happens, and there is no directed God, running the universe and all that. We stand for, of course, the opposite. We believe there is a God. He runs every detail of the universe. Nothing is left to chance, and so we are the antithesis of Amalek. And we want people to note that's the important thing. Note what they are and stamp on it and say, that's not right. There's no such thing as saying everything's coincidence. There's no such thing as saying the world is not directed by the Creator. Of course, we have free choice, but the world is directed by the Creator. That's what we stand for. Amalek stands for the total opposite. So we need to mention it, point it out, and eradicate that idea every single year, at least once, on Shabbos Zachar is when we fulfill that mitzvah. Make sure to be in Shul and hear that Torah reading. Thanks for logging on. Log on again after Shabbos for more. Bye-bye.